Hey, KP, it's Zach. I just wanted to, first of all, thank you for sending me the message. And I viewed your course, thought it was amazing. And you outlined something incredible in an hour. I wanted to show you that I hear what you're saying. And I want to see if I can do it the exact same way that you did it, but in less than 5 minutes. So I want to dive right into it. I think you'd be a great addition to the team. Really want to partner with you. And I think we have a lot of crossovers and similarities, and you obviously have a skill set here that is one that our base could actually really use. And I think it's going to make us more competitive in the marketplace. And we're going to do it together. So with that, let's just jump right in. What you were advertising is raising capital for real estate. So in less than an hour, you are going to learn how to raise capital for real estate. You're going to be able to build a portfolio, and you're going to do that with the methods of KP, who is a high growth mindset financial wizard in raising capital. KP is going to show you how to raise millions of dollars, and he's going to show you how to do that because he has himself, over the last 2 years, raised over $10 million in equity. So start out with video one. There are 4 reasons to learn to raise capital. First one is confidence, most crucial of all the elements. With no confidence, there is no deal. In the world of real estate, there are 2 pieces: the deal, so finding the deal, and the second one is to fund the deal. Without both pieces, you have no deal. To do the work up front is going to allow you to close more deals, be more confident in your pitches, do more pitches, and be more successful on those pitches. You're going to feel more confident speaking to investors. You're going to feel more confident in writing the deals, and you're going to be more confident in that 45-day period with which to raise the money as you find the deal, and then you have an investor base in order to pitch the deal to. Second part is scaling the business. Capital is the number one bottleneck in closing a deal for real estate, and but by building an in-house capital database, you are going to be able to take advantage of a complete bullpen of investors who know who you are, what you do, and why your investments fit their profile of what they're looking for, that you've already talked to them, that you know what they're looking for, and you're bringing deals that fit that investor profile. The third step, the third key reason is more flexibility in building your real estate business. Strategies change, markets change, the world changes. Be able to pivot your business to take advantage of those. And by having the confidence and by having the ability to scale, you will be able to move with flexibility and pivot your business. The fourth one is what we call in the CRE Pro course, the flywheel effect. Once you start doing deals with a certain type of investor, they have friends, they have family. And once you show them solid results, they will tell those friends and family. They will continue to invest more in your deals as you show them the return that they're looking for. You do what you say you're going to do. And that confidence builds confidence and is easily multiplied inside of their friends and family network, which means that you have to pitch less and you can go out and find more deals and have money coming into you as opposed to having to go out and pitch it all the time. Video two is trust and experience. So start with a powerful personal story. Why are you doing this? What do you bring to the table that sets you aside from other investors or other investment groups or other deals? If you're getting new, if you're new to this business or you're just getting into it, you're going to have to prove why your investment strategy, yet unproven, is a good investment for these for your investors, right? Because you're not only going to your friends and family, because soon you will exhaust those lists. Now you've actually built that database and you're reaching out to cold, maybe friends and family's friends and third-party networks. And you need to have your story down. Why you? Why your investment strategy? And why is this perfect for them? The second one is the brand story. So why your brand? The first one, they're investing in you as a person, to trust you, to know your values. The second one is the strategy of your brand. Why is this the right choice for them, for their hard-earned money, and why are they investing in your brand? Video three, build your initial investor base. So you just need to draw a line in the sand. There are a lot of people who talk in this world, and there are even fewer that actually do. So be a doer. If you want to be a doer, at some point, you're going to need to start raising capital. And in order to do that, you're going to need to have a plan. The more times you practice your pitch, the better the pitch is going to get, the more successful you're going to be. So practice your pitch, have your story down, be ready to answer the questions. And the way you can do that is not only by taking KP's course and enrolling in his mastermind, but also doing one-on-one sessions with somebody like a mindset coach that has a financial base to and a proven experience to it as well. The more times that you practice that pitch, the better it's going to get. The more you're going to get comfortable answering those questions from investors, which at the beginning are going to be a little bit tough. But again, with a coach and with some practice, you'll get it down. The more investor calls that you do, the more that message will be amplified. Again, those investors have investor friends. Think about it. If you are dialing in on that ideal investor profile, as KP calls it, those investor profiles tend to be around other similar investor profiles. Doctors hang out with doctors. Doctors hang out with lawyers. Maybe those are your investment profile. Maybe it's something completely different. But just realize that the more you do it, the more people know who you are, what you do, what you stand for, and the results that you provide, and how what your investment platform is. The more it's going to amplify, and it just takes time. We'll hit that in video 5. You will need to track this though. The more investment calls that you do, the more pitches that you do, you want to refine that skill. You don't want to just keep pitching. If something is not working, you need to solve that problem. You need to uncork that bottleneck. So KP has provided you not only with an Excel sheet template, but also the ability to connect it to Airtable. So you don't need an expensive CRM. You don't need to invest in the latest and greatest. You simply need to record what you're doing, do it more often, and then figure out what's working and what's not. Once you're talking to your we call them ideal investor profile, IIPs. But make sure that you have more and more of these uncomfortable exchanges. At the beginning, it's going to be very difficult. As you progress, as you get better, it'll get easier. It'll get more comfortable. So just remember, you are giving these pitches to allow people the ability to invest. So you're giving them the opportunity to invest, and you're probably educating them quite a bit. So if they don't invest with you, you want to make sure that it's about them and you're serving them. So they could actually end up using the same philosophy that you're going to pitch them on to invest in a completely other deal. Or maybe they realize it's not for them, but through the pitch and through the questions, they realize really what they're interested in, what their risk tolerance and profile are, and whether this deal is for them, or maybe you bring them the next deal. Video 4. We're getting the investor commitment at this point. So now you're starting to pitch more frequently, and now you're actually getting the commitment. That's what it's all about, right? Having that bullpen of people and investors for when you come across the ideal platform or the ideal deal for them. You're going to want to pitch that deal. It may not be the right deal the first time. So just remember that you want to be presenting the deal that fits their profile because you've talked to them, because you've found out what their risk tolerance is, what their objectives are, how long they want to be invested for, what kind of assets they want to invest in. Remember those things. You're taking that down in that spreadsheet, and it's uploading to Airtable. And so next time you find a deal, again, finding the funding is the second part of that. So you're reaching out to your investors and you're letting them know, I found something that fits the profile that we talked about. Is this a good fit for you? So the great part you did there at the end is hang out until the end, and I will give you a powerful tip that's going to help you raise money like I did, which was over $10 million in equity in just 2 years. So it keeps them going till the end. I love it. You need to release attachment from the outcome. And we'll get back to that later, but it's just a numbers game. Just remember, it's not always the right fit for everybody. It's not always the right time for everybody. It's not personal. It really does have to do with the objective of the investor. Learn about your investors. So as you're educating them, ask them questions, try to find out what the real need is. As they say in Japan, the 5 whys, ask why 5 times until you find out the real answer. So you want to make sure that there is less pressure on you when you feel confident in your pitch, but also know your numbers, understand and anticipate the questions of your investors. Be extremely conservative in your assumptions and really ask the questions that will ultimately define or determine whether they decide to invest in you. Remember, you need to connect with your investors or connect with anybody you're on a pitch on, right? Investors invest with people that they know, like, and trust. And when they know, like, and trust you, again, that will be your immediate circle. Sometimes those are reaching out to your friends and family, your friends and family's friends. It could be anybody that knows you, somebody from college, sports team that you play on, a coworker, whoever it is. You're going to have more confidence speaking to them at the beginning. Once you go through that list, then you're going to have to start doing cold outreach. And that gets a little bit more difficult, but you're going to have the confidence from the initial conversations with those friends and family and those that know you, like you, and trust you already. The others, you will have to build that know, like, and trust. And again, sometimes that comes from follow-up investment deals. Once you actually can show the deals that you've done in the past and you can prove that you can provide results that they're looking for. If they haven't invested before, you really do need to ask what their objectives are. Are they trying to leave the current job that they're in and get into another or get into a passive income stream? Or are they just trying to diversify their portfolio and get into real estate in this case? And you are somebody that they know that knows about real estate. And this often happens, particularly if you're in the real estate world to begin with. People just assume that you know, and you do, deals that are around. Step two is propose. So you're going to need to start talking about your specific deal. You need to know everything about your track record, how you've done in the past. You need to present all of the things that are going to help them make that decision. And then what your strategy is. That's really most important to people who are investing with you for the first time. They need to know why you're doing what you're doing, what advantage do you have, what expected returns do you expect to get, and how are you going to see this through to the end so that they are not left high and dry and that they can reinvest with you when the time comes. The third part is the commitment phase. Again, this is, signing on the dotted line. This is very important, obviously. You're going to have a lot of investors who are going to show interest. They may give you a verbal commitment, but until they actually make that commitment into your deal, you really just have words behind it. So make sure that you set a date and make sure that they deliver by that date, or that there are some sort of negative repercussions for missing that. Maybe they miss out on the deal. Maybe another investor comes in and takes the rest of the share. You need to create that scarcity factor as well as the time bound factor, or you're going to have a lot of people that, particularly early in investment phases, are going to hold out until the very end and only commit once other investors have committed. So the commitment date and drawing that line in the sand, again, are very important. As long as it fits their investor profile, set that commitment. Video 5, system to find investors consistently and grow your investor list with marketing. Now, marketing may seem like a dirty word sometimes, but really it's just education. You're trying to get your message in front of the most amount of people. There are two big mistakes that most fundraisers actually see at the beginning. One of them is picking too many platforms. The second one is not hitting that tipping point. And what we mean by the platforms, obviously, is that there are a lot of channels. Maybe yours is social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it may be. Some people are more bloggers. Other ones are video. Just find out what platform works best for you, where you have the most attention, where you have the most confidence, and where you have the most trust, and focus on that one for an extended period of time until you hit that tipping point, because you're going to see it just take off and then rocket ship. So make sure you hit that tipping point with at least one of the channels. And once you do, once you see some success, then you can add on additional ones. So don't spread yourself too thin. Focus on what's working. The very final piece of the video is a call to action, and I love this. So what this is KP is actually saying, hey, now that I've taken you through in less than an hour, I've taken you through everything you need to know about raising capital. There's just one more thing. And that one more thing, obviously, is it's very difficult to get past that first starting phase. Again, many people will tell you that they want to raise capital, but how many people actually do it? The reason that most don't actually do it is they feel stuck in the sand. And the way to get out of that stuck in the sand feeling is actually to work with a personal coach, maybe a mindset coach, maybe somebody like KP. The best way to do that is click on the link below. You can set up a time with somebody on my team for an actual one-on-one conversation with me, KP, in the flesh or on the Zoom, I guess. So KP, I think you did a great job, man. I just wanted to let you know that when somebody does something like this, somebody says something, somebody recommends that I do something, I always do it. And I do it at 110%. I think that you have a great system here. I think you have a great loss leader system here, which is essentially what we do as well, which is we give you enough to get started. But if you really want to see the results, if you really care about this and you really want to see this through, you're going to need a little bit more attention and support. So I think we could amplify any of these topics. I think we could actually spread it out a lot more. I think we get more fine grained into many of these, particularly the last section. Of course, there's a lot of avenues that people can actually go down in order to maybe do better at blogging or at vlogging or videos or description or whatever. And those don't necessarily need to be yours. If you don't want them to be, we can always find other people who are very good. I'm thinking it several off of hand that would be insane at teaching blogging, for example. So you may have a vehicle that's very good for you. Obviously, video and your editor is crushing it. So I love that. Yeah, so that may be your vehicle, but if there are specialists in the others that you're saying, hey, here are 4 or 5 that work for raising capital, and you wanted to pick one of them, and we can inject the best of the best into the other modules. But again, we do it in a layered system. I love what you're doing here in collecting leads. But again, my vision of all of this is to create a 24/7, 365 platform that allows anybody anywhere in the world to view your videos, give you money, and make it the life better for themselves. So you're essentially providing value and service by just being you and laying your thought process out for others to learn from it. So if you're interested, we'd love to partner with you. Please let me know. I hope you watch this whole thing, but I came close maybe to 5 minutes. All right, man. Thanks.